Hello, hello. Here is some Elden Ring Nightreign, and if you're wondering how I'm able to play Elden Ring Nightreign since my controller was having issues, new controller. New controller, who dis? So effectively, this is a session to try out said new controller. I'm pretty excited. Oh, Dark Drift Night. Hey, you know what's interesting about the Dark Drift Night version is that the other one, Gaping Jaw, is gone. So I guess it's like a limited time thing. So the controller feels a little different in my hand. I'll get used to it. It's not like a huge difference. But I did a brief test with diagnostics in terms of the, like L button and stuff. And look at this. Oh, this is exactly what I was showing off on like all of my Nightreign streams as like it was having issues from the very first stream. I thought it was my new, CPU and motherboard with the USB not working. All sorts of things I thought. You know what? You know what's interesting? One of the reasons that I thought it might be USB related was the issue seemed to manifest much more reliably on USB over Bluetooth. In that, like, as I would be running like this, I'd just spontaneously stop. I think I have another theory as to why that was the case, that observation was the case, although it's the controller that was ultimately at fault. When doing the diagnostics, the thing that was obviously wrong was that because the sensor was blocked with debris, most likely, I opened the controller up and there was like, it wasn't like too dirty because I tried to keep it clean, but nevertheless, things are going to get underneath the joysticks. And it's like there was some hair in there, a little bit of debris. And so that was probably blocking parts of the sensor so that when I was pushing the controller forward, the diagnostic tool was reporting that the controller was sending over like a very slight forward press instead of the full extent forward for pretty much the entire like upper left section of upper left quadrant, northwest quadrant of the controller's input. And so since the controller would be reporting to the PC and ultimately the game that I wasn't fully pressing forward, the game would say, oh, okay, he's pulled it back and he's therefore not running it, and he's therefore not wanting to run. Let's put him back in walk mode, and so on and so forth. And that happened much more frequently when on USB. And maybe because it happened much more frequently when on USB because more of the controller inputs were being sent over USB than Bluetooth, and with lower latency. And so I would more frequently misreport the positioning of my joystick, and so it would more often drop me back into walk mode. So like if I lightly pull back on the L stick, let's see when it walks. Right there. And that's roughly what the diagnostic tool was reporting, as was my fully extended L joystick movement. So that makes a lot of sense. So now with a working joystick,
one more time.
Let's see if I can do any better.
I'll kill you, unless you kill me first.
The rumble pack's a little bit different in this too. Fucking rings. Oh, oh. Couldn't quite tell where it was. I hate rings so much. I didn't realize I was that close to you. Why do I keep doing that move? Yeah. I didn't hear that one coming, but, you know, I assumed that it was imminent. it feels less frustrating with, you know, movement that is exactly what I'm pressing, because not only am I using a fixed, you know, brand new controller, I'm plugging it into USB again, since I obviously don't think it's a USB issue anymore, and it's working perfectly, as it should. And latency of a controller input in USB is like, you know, a couple milliseconds at most. Over like 2.4 wireless, which I never used for controller, although many controllers, you know, gaming controllers offer that. I use 2.4 wireless for my mouse and keyboard because I don't play first-person shooters, like, ever. And so anything that I use mouse and keyboard for, it's totally fine with 2.4 gigahertz. Although they support Bluetooth, and I don't use Bluetooth for mouse and keyboard. But if I were using Bluetooth, which I was before for Nightreign, I didn't use it for base Elden Ring. I had my controller plugged in. But for Nightreign, I used it.
One more time.
And that delay of, like, I don't know, 5 to 10 milliseconds is a little more noticeable. Dang, I used it precisely the wrong time. Oh my god.
You hesitate.
Look at that shit. She spams that thing. And the only real way to keep her from spamming it is to be close to her. And it's hard to do that with 3 summons to deal with. I didn't even check the stream to see if the stream is working. Yeah, it looks fine.
One more time. I'll kill you. Unless you kill me first. Oh, get out of the way. Keep jumping into the path of it, like right there. You hesitate.
That was all me. No controller issue to blame this time. All me. Now I'm nervous about letting hair get underneath the controller. I mean, I just gotta... Last controller lasted, like, I don't know, 5 years, and it's perfectly fine. I could have just cleaned it and put it back together, but I kind of messed up. I shouldn't admit to that. That's kind of embarrassing. Originally, I was going to get a controller that's just, like, only wired PC controller, but I found one that does Bluetooth, which is just as cheap as, like, the wired Xbox controller. And since it's just as cheap as the wired Xbox controller, and it's Bluetooth, which means it's got the switch mapping for the buttons, which I prefer. Like, I'm okay with using separate controllers for Switch and PC, but if the buttons are the same, it's easier for me. Because I'm unlikely to play a lot of PlayStation or Xbox games unless they're PC ports. I couldn't tell if she had hit me with a ring at the end, or if I got hit with like the arm of the skeleton for the final health. I didn't think he was doing another attack. It must have been a ring that was coming back to her. I just couldn't hear it. Alright, patience.
I'll kill you, unless you fell me first.
Stop spamming that thing. I thought I got away. God, I hate rings of light. I can't believe I had full rain and I messed up. What? I thought I got a flask.
What's wrong with you? You hesitate.
You spammed that fucking spell. Alright, I think I'm getting a little bit back in rhythm where I got down to her. It all depends on the RNG as far as her choosing to spam that. Because sometimes she lets me get through 2 of the summons before she really starts going nuts with it.
I'll kill you, unless you fell me first.
Why on earth did I press that button? Boy, tracks you forever. caught me on. Fucked that up. That was a great opportunity too.
What's wrong with you? You hesitate.
I can't believe I tried to use a flask when I knew I didn't have any because I accidentally wasted one at the start of the battle and therefore miscounted. It feels so much less frustrating when I know that I'm in control of the character and all the mistakes are mine. It doesn't feel any better
Unless you
overall. Back away. Stop spamming that fucking spell. I hate it.
You hesitate.
I hate that spell. I hate that she spams it. You can dodge through it, but your timing's got to be right. And you got to worry about it coming behind you. And being locked on makes it hard to dodge past her because there have been a few times where I've dodged the wrong direction. Not necessarily because of the controller.
Unless you tell me. Can't see where she's gonna strike with that. Oh god, she was over there. I had no idea she was over there. You hesitate.
She had moved. I ran intentionally to that side, thinking that the rings were going to come from the other direction when she chose to throw them. And instead I ran towards her and towards the other rings. I lost track of her. All I want is to know where she is.
One more.
The reason why it's hard to be patient is because of rings.
Unless you tell me first.
God damn rings. so much.
You hesitate.
I hate that you're choosing to throw them when I'm close, too. I wonder if it's actually just faster to just go through the menu. Yeah, it is. Why did I think it did like a whole reload of the area? That was dumb of me to think it would.
I'll kill you. Unless you kill me first.
No, don't hit me backwards. Okay, I could live with that. Where are you? Stop spamming that spell.
You hesitate. I'll kill you. Unless you kill me.
Look how far it goes. Fucking daggers. Nope.
What's wrong with you?
Nope. It's if I have her targeted and she moves and I dodge, I can get back in front of her, and then the rings hit me. So that, it's a dangerous tactic to do what I was doing there. It's not impossible though. Like they're not.
One more time.
Without the skeleton doing anything, the big guy doing anything.
Unless you kill me first.
God. Yeah, I knew it was coming. It does so much fucking damage. Takes out a third of my health bar with each contact, not just each cast. This is gonna be a real struggle because I can't summon help.
Unless you kill me first.
Back away. No. You're not, you clipped me with it. I shouldn't have jumped. Oh, that clipped me too. I thought it was well away from it, and I had time to use my flask. It's a strategy. It's not bad actually. Just take out the fast one because of the close quarters. I probably should have just warped. I might just do a run though if I get tired of this because It's a little tiring to keep trying over and over again, and I bet it's tiring to watch.
I'll kill you. Unless
I mean, you could always fast forward. Thing fucking clipped me. Okay. Oh god. Unbelievable. She got me in a grab.
what's wrong with you? You hesitate.
Oh my god. Unbelievable. She attacked wildly in the right direction. That was so good too. For me. Like I got the skeleton down without even using my art because I got in a good position.
I'll kill you. Unless you fell me first.
Oh hey, I'm getting invited to join a team. You know what? Let's just die. I'd like to do something different.
What's wrong with you? You hesitate.
Let's wait until I respawn and then I'll join this team. Oh, I gotta exit out of the remembrance mode? Probably not, actually. It'll just automatically exit when I pick a different character, which is likely. Oh, interesting how this worked. So, Cedric invited Kambu-chan. And Kambu-chan is the player I've played with before who invited me. So they got another person they know who's organizing it. And Kambu-chan is still by far the best player I've played with. And given that Cedric is hosting this and probably their friend, or at least like an online acquaintance, or maybe that flag isn't host. I forget. I think it is though. Maybe flag is invited. But they're probably good. Which means all I gotta do is follow along. And like, look at this. I can sprint in circles now. No problems dodging forwards and backwards now. Oh, we're trying to take on... Yeah, this is the only way I'm ever gonna beat this guy. Is with the help of particularly Kambu-chan. Who, if I remember correctly... helped me beat this version, the special version of Gaping Jaw. And like a lot of the bosses. Like I've fought Libra so many times since, and I have no idea how I did it so easily with Kambu-chan. Like, how do they make it so that all these like attacks are mitigated? They stay alive always, and they know what to do, like for every situation. It's remarkable. I just cling along for the ride. Hey, we got the mountain. Nice. Oh, you want to go up, huh? I am happy to follow wherever you want. Man, level 1, you want to go after... Okay, if you insist. Okay. Fascinating. Flame protect me and flame sling. I have never done this route before. Oh man, I can't... I just did like a 360 while running. Oh god. What a joy to be able to do that. Oh, and I kept running while being blocked by something. Oh, this is all so much easier. I'm not like forcing the controller up like, you know, subconsciously to try and keep it working. Oh, and Sacred Spear. Holy shit. This is a really interesting loot for like the way to start the first day. Godskin peeler is a good idea, right? Not sure, actually. Oh my god, it's so much easier to run. I am loving this controller. Not so much the controller, the feel in my hand of the other one was better. Are we fighting these guys? You gotta tell me. God, running feels so much easier. This is a fascinating path that we're taking.
Make you. It is done.
Oh my god, moving around is so much easier. It remembers my sprinting state. How could you open that up? That's what's happening to me. Taker's cameo. I remember this from Dark Souls. This guy's amazing. I didn't even think of using that as a way to get up here faster. not sure I totally understand like everything that's happening. Why am I regaining HP when I regain FP? I've never done this path before. My, my God. It's like playing a whole different game with this guy. Nothing is familiar. Alright, so this is the Dark Drift Knight, the upgraded version. So he's going to start like right at phase 2. Oops. Oops. Did you just parry that? What the fuck is he doing? Chan, you are the GOAT. I'm just proud to have helped you in the tiniest bit of way. Perhaps not helped enough. Wow. Wow, we were close. If I had only revived Kombuchan that little bit earlier, that probably would have been enough to get us over the edge. But I wasn't like totally sure what I should use. Maybe I should have used Blood Boon to revive. I don't know how well that works. What time is it? Alright, they seem to be talking amongst themselves or something. I could have done a little better in the final battle, but other than that, I thought I had a nice arrangement of things. Like, Mogwin Sacred Spear is a, if I remember correctly from Elden Ring, Dex Arcane weapon, so it's not really totally appropriate for the Revenant, but yeah, it seemed to do well for me. And then I had Discus of Light and Scarlet Ionia, which I didn't use in the final boss. Okay, that's fair. I got to go to bed anyway. And this was fun. Tried out the new controller. It works great. It might not feel exactly as good, but I'll get used to it. It feels fine. Like, it doesn't feel like a bad, uncomfortable controller. It's just that I had the Nintendo Pro, the Switch Pro controller, which was a little fatter among the handles, and like put my hands out a bit wider, which was nice. And they were a bit wider, which allowed me to kind of comfortably have two fingers over the triggers, even though I normally use one. but like it put me in that position where that was comfortable. This, like, in order to squeeze it nicely tight, I kind of have to have 2 fingers over each trigger. And, you know, that's not really the way I got comfortable, like, using controllers over the years. Thankfully, I don't play any games where, like, I really need to have all the fingers engaged. Like, I don't know, maybe, you know, Street Fighter or Tekken type games would warrant quick use of each of the triggers. For most of the games I play, I can use 1 finger and just switch back and forth between the like button and trigger. And so I don't have to hold it that way. I can use 3 fingers under the bottom. All right, I got an invite. Okay, fine. I was too busy talking. Did I just mess it up by, I wonder if I messed it up by, like, beating... That's odd. It failed, but I can't try again. It probably failed because I selected the regular expedition menu, and maybe that goofed with it. Or maybe it's possible that he uninvited me. Or, you know, they uninvited me. I don't know the gender of the player. I haven't, like, translated the characters either, and I don't know... like, I recognize these characters, but I don't know them offhand. And I can't, like, infer the person's name. I'd have to search them. There we go, thank you. I really like this Revenant outfit. Big fan of it. I really like being able to spin in a circle now. I'm all paranoid that I'm going to ruin it, like the controller. But I shouldn't be, because, I mean, we can complain about the structures of the modern world like capitalism till we're blue in the face. And what I'm about to say next can be created by other, you know, systems of communal cooperation. But it's like a marvel that I can buy a controller like this with all its complexity for like $20. It's ridiculous. And have it, like, you know, be here tomorrow. And so, you know, if this lasts a couple years and then, you know, I break it somehow and have to spend another $20, that's not the worst thing. $20 for something that I use as often as, like, game controllers. It's really unfortunate that we couldn't make it happen with the other guy we were playing with, the other person, because they were really good. They were no Kanbuchan. But who is? No one is. And like I'm watching them do things that I know, are happening, but that I can't even like get close to approximating. Like just like their efficiency with also checking items and adjusting their inventory, which is super important. Like it's not trivial. I tend to focus on like, okay, beat the bosses, get the runes. They'll give you a drop of like a good weapon, but oftentimes if you search enough items, you're gonna get something that works, something that's valuable part of your run. Like not necessarily a weapon, but maybe something to help you along the way, like buffs that are transient. But like whatever it is, he was scoping them out constantly without wasting any time. And I was super impressed when they used the totem pillar. I forget what it's called, but that pillar to not just be a part of taking down the what do they call those guys? It's late. My brain's tired. Taking down those banished knights, but also being used as a jumping off point to save a little bit of time. It saves a good amount of time too, actually. Like that's not a trivial shortcut. And whatever path we took up the mountain, particularly that like diagonal path from the dragon that you're supposed to fight after you get the buff, which reduces like frostbite buildup. That diagonal path up I've never even seen before. And stuff like that, you kind of gotta try, like with Elden Ring base game, or I shouldn't say base game, with Elden Ring, I'm aware of like, people would join groups, the multiplayer password groups, and you could go do like boundary testing essentially, where you'd go jump off different parts of the map and see if you could find like a shortcut somewhere or a place to like rune farm, like, and sometimes those yielded interesting results. And that like time and patience put into that process, I can see happening with a game like Elden Ring. But this game, like the game itself doesn't give you the time to just try everything. Like you got to do like perhaps a solo playthrough, but also you got to basically just be willing to forego the game itself and just go like spend the entire day hunting for shortcuts of different kinds. And I'm sure people do that, but it seems like it's something that'll take longer to develop than Elden Ring, where you could do these things in a solo playthrough without the pressure of the game to like try and move it along. I might tell them that I want to go to bed. All right, see you everybody.